What's going on?
What's up? What's
Doing
up?
all
How
right.
you doing, my man?
Doing all right. So we're gonna talk about this show. We're off to a good start for sure.
So we gave ourselves some time to ponder and think about it a little bit. Let it stew, if you will.
hmm
You know.
I
Um.
rewatched a few of them when I got home because the first time I was watching, I was on lunch break and I was on a phone and no, so I had to go back and watch a few of them in a better quality.
Better. Yeah. Nah. I watched. Originally watched it in voice chat with Rake, and then I just rewatched a couple videos just now, just to make sure where I remember it was where it was. So let's get
Yeah,
into it. You want to
yeah.
start
Let's
off? We'll just
definitely
go
get
in the
into
order
it.
of the show if
Yeah.
we're being honest.
So we'll go. Let's go ahead and have this going. Let me get this set up here. All right. So, what was our first game again? That was Forza, right?
Yep, Forza Horizon 6.
So, I'm not going to dwell on that one too long, mainly because
We
I mean,
know
there's a
what
lot
we
of
were
improvements and
getting.
stuff. Yeah, we know what we're getting for sure here. But cool locale, keeping the seasons. I'm really excited about the music and stuff like that and being able to I see they did a lot of the countryside, which is cool, but you've seen that before. But then they showed that little snippet of them in Tokyo in downtown.
I'm excited to
And
see how Tokyo's going to
yeah,
look because
oh,
it seems
oh,
like
yeah,
that would be probably their biggest city area that they've done in any of the games. So I'm excited to see how that plays out.
fix that. So
Was
playing
that
the
too loud? Was that over me? Do I need to say it again?
no, no, you're good.
All right, yeah.
Get on to something more.
Let's
Yeah, here you
actually
go.
show some Forza. Yeah.
And
Oh,
on the
like
fly here.
we were already expecting it to look really really gorgeous. While I was watching it, I said the this great reveal of new game, but I think like it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to surpass the reveal for Forza Horizon 5. Not that this doesn't look spectacular, but just because I remember I'm watching the video and I'm like, they show like the desert, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know what they're going to do. They're going to show what the real place looks like, and then they're going to show what the game looks like, and they're going to compare the two. And it's supposed to look alike. And then like the car zoomed into focus. I was like, oh, that is the game. Oh crap!
Yeah. Yeah, it looks very impressive, dude. I mean, look at it on screen. It's pretty ridiculous. What was another big reveal that they had? What was it 500? Let me get my notes here.
Well, I was going to
550
say
cars?
yeah, they said
Yeah.
starting off as like 500 something cars. I was also going to say that it seems like for the camp, it seems like for like the single player like progression that they're adding back like a campaign system. They said you're going to
Yeah.
start off as a tourist and then work your way up. I like,
Yeah.
I like, I'm of two minds of that. I like the being able to just have access to super fast cars right away to do like all the open world running around and just kind of zooming around like I like to, but I also
Yeah.
appreciate having like a progressive path, a story, if you will, to like go through to go from being like a low tier racer to being a top tier one. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that'll make me put more time into Forza Horizon 6 than I did 4 and 5, or maybe it'll make me put less. We'll see. 'Cause I
Yeah.
didn't really play
Um,
3 or 2. I played 1 and then I skipped it for a while, then did 4 or 5, and I'm gonna be playing 6.
I did the one I did the one where they were in no, that was Need for Speed. No, that wasn't Forza. Because I remember the cops being there. For some reason, I thought one of the Forzas when it was in the Seattle or the area, but I don't know. I was probably
Yeah, that was definitely
dead
Need
off
for
on
Speed.
that. Looks like it's their largest map, so it's going to be I guess it's 5 times larger. So that's pretty impressive. That's nice to see that.
And the map's already huge, so it's not like it's not like it's you know, we're needing for more space. But if it's that much bigger, it's going to be a lot to do.
Yeah, exactly. What's another big? So this, you know what you're going to get. This is the last thing I'll say on it. Once I'm very excited for it, but did you see that Gundam tease at the end?
Yeah, I did. I just like
Dude.
I like doing the exploring around. Like I really enjoy exploring around Mexico and exploring around in the English countryside. I think they're gonna be able to put a lot of like cool little teaser stuff
Oh,
things in Japan for sure.
so this tells me two things. That they're willing to go crazy with it because I don't know if it's going to be a Gundam tie-in or is it just the actual Gundam statue that's in Tokyo just comes to life. I don't know if there's going to be a greater story to it or anything like that. So that's
If
going to
if if anything, I expect it to be like one of the showcase races, like when you race against the train, or like in Forza 4 when you had
oh
you were in the Warthog and Cortana was telling you what to do, and you see like the pelicans coming down and stuff. So maybe it has something to do with one of those showcase
oh
races.
yeah, man, you could see that. So that brings me to the other thing of stuff tie-ins. That means because I'm pretty sure Bandai Namco is running the show for Gundam, right? Am I correct on that? That's a
I think you're
Bandai
right. I
property,
think
right?
you're right.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that means maybe that means they're talking to Bandai, which means that before Bandai and Namco merged and became Bandai Namco, they had a series I showed on the last Forza podcast where it was Wangan Midnight Maximum Tune, and it was an arcade racer that I had, and I still listen to the soundtrack. You're probably familiar with the Streets of Rage guy. Yuzo Koshira is the composer on all that music, and it's the most 2000s racing music you could ever think of. But it's basically an anime um, racer, and you drive the Devil Z and stuff like that, and there's a story to it, and it's crazy. So I'm hoping maybe that they'll get Namco to bring something like that back, since they're now talking about trade IP and crossover and stuff like that.
yeah. That would be
Who
cool,
knows?
especially because
Yeah.
I don't know how much of I don't know how much of Forza Horizon 5 you've played, but like um
What road?
there are a lot of those like story arc things that they did on the side where you would go to like they're like the yellow icons like and you would go through like a like kind of like a short like little
Hey,
campaign
Rick.
for like different things. So maybe it could be one of those campaigns. One of them was like I remember sometime if I one of them was like a what's the Sega racer? Is one of the well, not Daytona. It wasn't Daytona. It was going through like all the Sega racing games on in Forza Horizon 5. There's like one of the little story section things does that. So maybe they'll do the same thing with the game you're talking about.
Maybe. I don't know. Let me
You know what I'm talking about? Am I making sense?
the Sega Racer. Rally? Talking about Rally?
Yeah, maybe probably Raleigh.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that'd be dope too. I mean, you could do all sorts of stuff. All right. Anything else on Forza?
No, that's about it. It did exactly what I thought it was going to do, and I'm super excited to play it when it comes out.
That one I might actually buy physical. Because I've been looking at eBay to find physical version of 4 because you can't beat. I mean, Edinburgh is a city I visited, and there was parts in there where you're driving around Edinburgh, and I go, "Oh man, I paid a bagpiper to play Amazing Grace for my father or whatever in this corner," and it was so cool. So yeah, I might be buying this one physical because of all the licenses and the delisting. So yep. All right. The next one is Let me get to the direct here. Okay. East of Reincarnation. What are your thoughts on this one? Oh, you're muted.
You hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. It looked really good. My only thing is every time we see like new action games, uh, and because so many of them kind of follow like a lot of that same mechanics and like having a boss and doing all that stuff. My first thought is this a Souls like? Is this a Souls like, or is this going to be like a regular action game? And it's going to come down to how it feels to play, right? I'm not a big
Yeah.
Souls like fan, so if it's going to be Souls like, I'm on it. But if it's going to be like a regular action game where I don't have to sweat the bosses, I might play it. I'll give it a chance. It looks good. It was interesting to see what they were going to do. Um, I'm not a big Pokemon fan, but I feel like maybe this is them telling Nintendo like, yo, give us more time in between Pokemon games. We can actually make something like fire.
Yeah. Yeah. I I'm down, man, because the music, the gameplay, the way you use your the way you use your dog is something we'll talk about. That's a separate thing. But yeah, it just felt near automata to me in a lot of aspects. It seems like there might be a party system or something or other. I'm not sure. They'll go more in depth. But the biggest takeaway from this was at the beginning of the show where they said everything on here is going to be with Xbox Game Pass. And, I've had my issues with the price hike, but something this impressive may make me bite the bullet and definitely resubscribe because, yeah, I don't know. As far as yeah, that's a very impressive, and it looks like when the devs were talking, they had this sense of, "God, we're so tired of making Pokemon. Please play our game so it's successful so they can justify more of this." So, uh, however, I need to support this stuff like this at a Game Freak, and maybe doing something successful like this will give a learning experience for them, and maybe improve on their Pokemon pipeline as well, is some of my takeaways.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna be playing the games, but for the people that are fans of those games, I hope that this game is a way for them to like improve that pipeline. And maybe one day I'll jump into another Pokemon. I haven't played Pokemon since Yellow.
Yeah, yeah. Um, damn, when's the last time I did play Pokemon? Nah, it
Can't be
might have
further back than
been
me.
could've sworn I played a Pokemon on the 3DS. Anyway, I don't know. It's been I no, the last legit I guess if you consider it a but this wasn't a Game Freak game. It was the Niantic Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so,
Rick says they should, but they wouldn't, and I'm like, I mean, I just I want to give them some grace. I want them to think that I want to think that maybe they learn from what their people want, but I'm not their people, so maybe my wants aren't what everybody that plays Pokemon wants.
yeah, yeah, WBT says the hybrid turn-based soul stellar blade combo is pretty interesting and unique. Yeah, yeah. That's
You
it's
know what
gonna
I
be
thought
interesting
of?
to see.
You know what I thought of when I first saw the way that the combat was? And it's funny because it just came out.
What's up,
I
Logan?
immediately thought of um, Final Fantasy VII Remake with the way that the
Yeah,
combat was. Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
I am
exactly. But
trying
Raven, since Yellow, it was 25 years ago. Back
We
when I
got
got
old
my
big old Twitch bots
back
in
when I
here,
got
man.
my Game Boy Color. Oh yeah, I figured that's what that was. I should have said something.
It's too much to ask for. Wait. Oh, that's all. Oh man, love you, buddy. Oh no, we're not doing that. These damn Twitch bots or whatever. Okay, so if you're ready to move on, I am going to go to my personal favorite
Okay, well, I was just
genre.
gonna say final things. Just
Oh
it
yeah,
looks
go ahead.
interesting. It looks interesting. Game Pass gives me a reason to give it a try instead of just being like, I'll get to it when I
Mhm.
get to it. Oh, one
Yeah,
thing that I did think was funny when I was watching the trailer and when me and Rick was watching it, we said it like two times, is um that little whatever like crossbow or little shoot thing that they were using, it looked like it was doing absolutely nothing to the
yeah,
giant boss that they were shooting out, and that made me laugh because I was like, that looks like that's doing absolutely no damage. But that's what they put in the trailer.
yeah, yeah. That was yeah, vaguely. Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, that was pretty goofy. All right. Oh, I forgot to make a title for yeah, sorry about the okay, let's talk Kiln. Thoughts on this one?
So first and foremost, I don't know if I said it on any of the podcasts, but I need to apologize because I definitely thought that this game wasn't going to happen because I remember when they first showed it in the one of the Amnesia Fortnite videos. I think it was 17 or 19 or something. And I thought the guy that came up with the idea for it left. So I was like, why would they do it if the person that came up with the idea for it left? I feel like that wouldn't have been like the smartest way to go about that. But
Mhm.
then I realized apparently he didn't. And
Yeah,
he had been working on the game for like the last 6 years. And then we see what the game is, and I'm like, yo, this actually looks pretty dope. Like, I'm not a big like it very much looks like it's a kid it's a more kid friendly like younger audience game, but it also seems like a kind of party style game that a bunch of people get together and play. And I might not put 600 hours into it or anything crazy like that, but I definitely see me like playing it and getting together and playing with some friends or getting some family and stuff that don't really play video games that much. Be like, yo, I can hook your stuff up. Let's play this game.
yeah. And honestly, dude, when we saw they put up concept stuff for that years ago, uh,
Mhm.
almost 30-minute gameplay, and I was kind of excited to see what they had with that, and I had kept up with it, and you thought it was scrapped, and then they show it now, and w it was nice it was cool to see what goes from concept to actual finishing or to the finish, and the steps and how hard they went is just crazy to see, and, uh oh, I knew it, I was gonna make the caption. Yeah, I already did make the caption for it. This best probably best describes it. Sorry for the Xbox. Oh, I messed that up. I'll fix that. Xbox version of Splatoon, man. That's kind of what I was getting on that. Um, Splatoon is one I've been interested in on Switch. I just this Switch is having drift right now, and I haven't really been able to really fix it for a year. And but I've always been interested in Splatoon or a Fusion Frenzy, and this is what I'm getting. Great party game. This I showed a couple buddies at work after it, and they looked at that and they was like, "Wow, that's goofy as shit." And I go, "Hey, that's looks like it'd be fun while you're drinking." And all of them were like, "Uh,
So
yeah."
so I'm not gonna lie, actual vibes I got from it, and I'm surprised you didn't get these same vibes too, especially with the way that some of the maps look. I got
Yeah.
MOBA vibes.
Yeah.
I
A little
got
bit.
MOBA vibes.
Uh-huh.
Cause like they when they're showing some of the maps, it looked like there were places to take over, like there were multiple lanes, and like there were different parts where like you could do something in there. Like they showed the one part where it's like it became like a death pit, and everybody, only one person could come out of it. It definitely felt like it had not completely full on MOBA vibes, but that was the biggest thing that stuck out to me, like a MOBA brawler.
Yeah. No, I could see
And
that for sure.
Blood Raven, there's no other studio that would even try to get a multiplayer pottery game greenlit.
Yeah, it's just Tim Schafer, Double Fine, because I said on the last podcast that I wasn't a big fan of Keeper,
Mhm.
but this is the kind of game that I'm all about, man. It kind th- this hopefully this is successful enough for maybe Toys for Bob to revisit Crash Rumble or something like that, where you have this multiplayer fun uh do tasks together. And it looked way more intricate than what they had shown a few years ago. So
I'm gonna say don't get your hopes up, but I appreciate the excitement.
what do you mean, no, get my hopes up?
Oh,
Oh, about Crash?
well, yeah, for the game getting big enough that they
Oh,
revisit something like Crash Rumble.
yeah, I would, dude. Crash Rumble. I messed around with it on the free days. I guess I didn't like it enough to pay $30 for it, but because we were, so, but sorry. Uh, I mean, that's one they should have just kind of thrown on Game Pass regardless. And they said, well, hey, we're not getting any updates. And then it blows up and they go, oh, wait, how about, all right, we'll give it a shot and see what happens. So,
I only really played some of the beta. I played some of the beta and I liked it. I just I didn't like it enough to spend any money on it, but I thought it was cool. I would have hoped other people would have picked it up, but I'll at least play. Like I said, this is like I'm going to play this. This how much time I spend playing it is a different story, but I'm definitely going to play it.
oh,
Um,
yeah.
I do hope that the making the pottery part, they have like a mode for just that, where you can just go in and be like, yeah, I'm gonna sculpt some pottery.
I know. I want to talk. So let me put up Blood Ravens. His said that love the Greek mythology inspiration. So that could definitely be your further down the line. You can explore more Greek gods, or even you can do a God of War thing where you're like, oh, we're bored of Greek. Let's go to Norse and then go to whatever, whatever. And those could be your biomes and inspiration. And I could see them as DLC packs for further down. So I'm also sensing a theme to Blood Raven.
I could definitely see them. I could definitely see them just because we don't know how many maps is going to be. So maybe they have a few maps in the beginning, and then they continually add more maps with themes and stuff. But like this looks really cool. Like looking at the footage
Oh
just
yeah.
going down, like that's a night of drinking and jumping over some friends and doing some stupid stuff, or it's a night of like having like a family night with your family and just like having wacky fun. As long as
Yeah.
there's both, hopefully, and I'm not sure about it yet. Hopefully, there's both uh, online and couch co-op to it, because I think that's where games like this. I think that's where they get the best out of, is if you can play it either actually both ways. You know what I mean? If you can do couch playing and online for something like
Uh-huh.
this. So hopefully those are both available. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I hope yeah, I'm sensing some pretty good things with that we're gonna get that pretty soon. I think I'd say March, April, because they said spring, right?
yeah. and I don't think it's not. I don't think it's going to come out in May. So I can see we see March, April, probably March. I think March is. I feel like March has been there. March has been like not. I don't want to say make it seem like it's. I was going to say like softball a game in there, but like March is when they put like um what didn't they put out like Minecraft Legends out in March?
Yeah,
And
yeah, that was in
no,
March.
Dungeons was made, but Dungeons was made because of COVID. Dungeons was supposed to be March, but they've kind of been like softballing their like more family friendly games in this like earlier in the spring. Is what I was trying to get at. Not making it seem like that game is a softball, not looking cool.
Yeah, that's become a pretty February, March have been pretty lucrative. Didn't Elden Ring drop in February or something like that? And that's why Horizon got smoked.
Yeah, Elder was Ring
They
was in
released their
February.
yeah.
So speaking of Kill, like while we're talking about Kill, we're talking about more family friendly games. Also, I don't know if you saw, but a trailer came out for Super Lucky's Tale going to the PS5, and I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, yo, the last Super Lucky's Tale come out like 9 years ago.
I did Xbox own that?
I don't think they owned it, but it was exclusive,
Huh.
or maybe it was on the Switch. I don't remember. I remember it
I
was
don't know.
VR, and then they came out with Super Lucky Tales, and then they came out with new Super Lucky Tale, which was much better than Super Lucky Tale. I just recently played them both, like last year, like October September timeframe. But yeah, just a little bit of side tangent. I thought it was funny that got announced after years of not being talked about or anything, and I just finished playing it not too long ago.
Yes, sir. All right. Anything else you got on Kiln? I'm
That's
pretty
it. It
excited
looks
for it.
awesome. Yeah, I'm ready to play it. I hope
Yeah.
we maybe we'll do maybe we'll get some people together and we'll stream it or something.
I was gonna show my daughters it because it's a pottery game and that's something they're interested in, arts and the crafts, and hopefully I can get a party going with them and a game I could play with them as multiplayer.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I that's the kind of game that I see this being. Not just, either friends getting together and playing it, they're just like playing like stupid games, or like family members playing it together. Because I'm gonna see if I can get a family game day going to play the same. I think you're muted, Go Show.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're up for Fable. I'll let you since you've been doing this.
Okay. Listen, it's they started off slow. They started off slow, and I was like, man, but please don't let them just be doing like these little itty bitty like concept arts and like little slow walks and stuff, and that's all they go on showing this. But then as they talked and they build up to what they were talking about the game, they hit every point. I would love to have a longer, deep dive into the game, and I think we'll see it again between now and its release. But everything that they showed hit everything that I wanted them to hit with Fable. I'm a first and foremost, I'm not like a long time Fable fan. I didn't play it when it first came out on the original Xbox. I didn't play it on the 360. I actually just recently played the first two Fable games um since COVID. So within the last like 5 or 6 years. I still have to play Fable 3 before this comes out. Just to make sure that I get through the trilogy before I play the games. But what I played of those games and what I thought of being like, hey, what would I want from a modern version of this is basically what I saw from this Dev Direct. So, as somebody that just recently played the games, that they're still very fresh in my mind because I only played them for the first time in the last 5 or 6 years. Like, this looks like exactly what I want a new age Fable to be, and I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, uh, it definitely I was looking at it, the combat definitely looked very similar to what I've played on The Witcher. I've seen that, some things, the some of the popping of the magic felt very Hogwarts Legacy, looks very cool. One of the things that I found interesting is that not every the living world, not every single, NPC shares the same. So, you're gonna have probably, subtle, um what's the look? Political stuff where you may piss off somebody and, they'll talk with other people, like you have an opinion or something, or
Yeah,
you threw somebody on their ass and they have brothers and sisters that hate you and stuff like
yeah,
that. So
they're really
they're
digging
going
deep into the
hard on
life
that,
sim
man.
stuff. They're definitely digging deep into the life
Yeah.
sim stuff. And while that's not necessarily what I dove into the most playing those games, I do appreciate that they're going deep into life sim stuff because I feel like that's the kind of stuff. That's the kind of things that when you're playing an RPG, the reactivity that you want, where you're talking to individual NPCs, it's like maybe this person doesn't give you a quest because they just don't like you, or maybe you go to this store and they are charging you more money because like you beat up his cousin or something, or
Yep.
or maybe you go this old lady gives you free health potions or something because you helped her son or whatever. And I think if they have it like that, where like obviously there's going to be some repetition because they're not going to have thousands of different interactions with thousands of different NPCs, but they're at least going to have like a lot of different variety of options for those, and each of those individual ones are going to react to you differently. And I think it's cool if you have an experience like that because then people are going to be like, "Yo, did you do this to?" That's how you get that conversation going. One of the things I love about a lot of RPGs, and this is a more recent as I got older thing, not when I was young, because I was not an RPG fan when I was younger, is having a discussion with somebody about playing the same game and talking about a specific character or a thing that happened, and then explaining two completely different ways that you solved or dealt with that thing. I think that's one of the things that really intrigued me about Fallout was that there were so many different ways you could deal with different stuff in Fallout. Same with the other Bethesda games. That started off with me playing Mass Effect and stuff. So I think, and more recently with the Outer Worlds, I think that reactivity, that difference in people playing the same game and them having different things go on is really important. And it's cool to see that Fable is diving into that with not just the missions and the quests and the storylines, but also kind of giving that extra oomph, that extra effort into making your interactions with the NPCs be dynamic.
Yeah, yeah, it's one of those things that yeah, they're going really hard on most of the world interaction. And oh, this part right here, talking about where you got friendly fire and the mobs here are so dumb they kill each other. Just the little details like this, and then just you're going around kicking chickens, and then you have a fire breathing dragon chicken come whoop your ass for doing it. Subtle stuff like that. I'm looking forward to the humor and just to see what playground games. I'm re- the biggest thing I'm curious about is Forza Tech. What if they can pull this off in Forza Tech, because that's a pretty specific engine for simulators for the most part. But if they can build a RPG like this and have it do the things that it does, do you think Microsoft, because it feels like Asobo, that's another studio, right? Or Sobi or
Mm-hmm.
Sobo, the ones that do, they're pretty
Some of
familiar
the ones
with
that work on Microsoft Flight Simulator.
yeah. So you have another fairly big studio that's familiar with it. Do you sort of expand it? or
I
I
think
don't
they
know.
I think they know from their experience with it thus far if they want to expand it or not. I'm not sure if they're gonna because I've been thinking about this. They have several game engines, but they've also invested heavily in using Unreal Engine 5. And I guess it just depends on the different teams that want to use the different engines. I feel like from this showing at least, and obviously we got to play the game and see how it really runs and all that stuff. But ooh, excuse me. I I think the team at Playground knows now whether or not it's easier or harder to kind of like take the engine and not just be about cars because maybe they go and do more than just after Fable. Maybe they don't do the Fable. Maybe they do a different game, and it's in this engine, and they're bringing out the best that they can in this engine in different genres and different uh, IPs and stuff. So we'll see. I just said all that to me. We'll see, but it'd be cool to see them kind of expand out the using the engine. But that's only if other studios want to use the engine. I feel like a lot of studios are kind of rallying around, the easier tech for you to bring in um, people with, which is UE5. Everybody uses UE5. You gotta if you're bringing in people to learn Forza Tech, they gotta learn Forza Tech from scratch. If you're bringing in people to learn id Tech, unless they already have experience with it, they gotta learn it from scratch. So it's like while I would like to see them share those engines a little bit more and let other studios play with them and use them and work them, I don't know how much they're going to spread from the studios that already use them.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, but I'm very yeah, this one looks pretty awesome. Time will tell on this one. It looks yeah, that it looks like I'm playing a Shrek film, dude. It's whimsical, man. Yeah, uh this might be this went from on definitely on my radar to yeah, let's go. I'm ready for this because
and I
this
and I do feel like if they're gonna have a lot of the similar stuff, I do feel like I'm gonna mess around with a lot of the life sim stuff more in this game because far be it from me to be a graphic snob. I'm really not. I'm really not a graphic snob. But um I played through the Fable 1 and Fable 2 the way that I played through them without putting too much time into the side stuff because it's just the Xbox 360 game, and I'm like, all right, like this still looks pretty for its time, but I like better looking games to be playing right now. So I won't have that issue with something that just came out. So I'll probably stick a little bit more time to it, other than going through the campaign and doing the side quests and everything. I literally just did all the side quests and campaign, and then I was like, I'm done. I didn't really mess with like the buying of houses and marrying and doing all that stuff. So I'll probably do more of that this time around. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm definitely excited for it. And it was, I think you said it was your. I think you said earlier it was your game of the show. Fable was definitely the game of the show for me. I was super excited to see what we saw.
oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kiln was mine. So yeah, I'm really off to a good start this year with the 25th. Hopefully to see some cool stuff in summer when I go out there. Uh yeah, Xbox is really and then we know Fable, I think every single one of those games are coming to PlayStation eventually. So there was
you think
announced
so?
today. So yeah, every one of them. Forza's coming later. Fable's day and date. Kiln's day and date, and I think
A
Beast of
Beast of Reincarnation.
Reincarnation is
You
day
know
and
what?
date.
When you said Fable, every one of those games, I thought you meant that like they were bringing the old Fables to PlayStation 5, and I was like, that's why I was like, wait, you think? But no, they did say
Oh
all.
no, 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 no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did say all the games that were in the direct were at some point coming to PS5.
All right.
But
Anything
I
else
don't care about because I don't
stick
have a
out to
PlayStation.
you? for the?
Uh, no, that's it. I mean, like the show did exactly what it was supposed to do. They told us what it was going to be. Uh, some people couldn't help themselves, but like find out what the other secret thing was and then spoil it because that's how they get internet points. Um,
These damn shows have been these damn shows have been excellent, man. That's been some of the best stuff Xbox has put out, like showcase wise, is
oh,
these
I
directs, letting them talk. Uh, they got a certain flow about them. You get to know them. Xbox is really about getting their developers out to sort of just introduce themselves to the fans, almost as if they are a social media platform. And it,
mhm.
it's good. A lot of people try it and a lot of people fail, but it's one of these formats where they nailed everything with it. It's got substance to it. It's not just talking
Well,
talking and
exactly.
then yeah.
Exactly. Like the summer showcase is bigger, absolutely. But honestly, for the last few years, I've liked the Dev Direct more because it's been short and sweet, and it does like they were trying to figure out. I feel like they were trying to figure out this balance before. Remember, it was like, okay, there's too many talking heads. They're talking too much, and then it's like, okay, now you just kind of just have trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer. It is overwhelming. They learned like the balance. They learned how to balance.
Trailers are cool if they trailers are cool, but the problem with trailers is sometimes people make, like with Beast Reincarnation, when that first trailer came out where it's just showing a sizzle reel, you're sitting there going, is it a Souls like? And now you're showing it and it's like, oh no, it is not a Souls like. It's something more like myself. So yeah, these are perfect because you can actually just say, hey, this is our actual game. And the unfortunate part is they have to be big bangers like this to get into something like this. So, you know,
But then
or
we, but
unless
then,
they're under
they
Xbox
have
umbrella.
they have their other shows later, so they have. I wish. So
Yeah.
obviously, this is the beginning of the year, like the big banger show that we're starting out without, not counting the stuff that gets shown at Summer Showcase. What I would love, because we have at least two more shows that we'll probably see before Summer Showcase, because they usually do like the ID at Xbox show, and like the I guess not the obviously not exactly the money, but the style that they use for the dev directs, I would love for them to use it for them doing more in-house ID at Xbox shows. Um, I haven't particularly been a fan of the um, collaboration stuff with
Hmm.
IGN and or Twitch, whoever they work with, because
Oh
neither
yeah,
of them
they've
have.
been
Yeah, they
at
they've
best.
been getting better, but they haven't been my best shows of the year, and it's not because of the games. Um, I would love for the team that does the direct, but I guess they're busy working on some shit. They need to split a smaller team off to be the one working on the ID at Xbox show, and not just have them working with whoever they're working with, because I don't think they have the same um, production, not just level, not like the amount of production, because some of that comes into to budgeting, but like the theme of the production, if that makes sense. I think
Mhm.
the Dev Direct and the Summer Showcase kind of carried the same theme of production, and the partner preview and the ID at Xbox shows typically don't. And I would love for them to bring some of that to the smaller shows as well.
Yeah. Um,
Actually, the partner preview show typically has a pretty good. Uh,
yeah, the partner. Yeah, those are actually okay. And yeah, but I think where it's like the Xbox showcase and then the dev directs, because the Xbox showcase is always top because it's just pure adrenaline. Bam, bam, bam.
mhm.
It's coming. They just hit hard. Um, the dev directs are, like I said, more in depth and sort of teaching you for the year. Hey, you can get your hands on it this year. So let's actually get a deep dive and show you what it is. It kind of sets the tone for the year. Then you're excited for those games. And then you get summer showcase and then it's all hell breaks loose. And I think the third is the game awards when it comes to stuff like that, because
Yeah,
it does has pretty heavy heavy reveals. Well, High Guard's another. Has that released yet?
No, I think
Is
it comes out next week. It comes out the 26th. So
26th?
I'm I'm I, I'm not sure. I'm not going to talk about the game much because I don't really have any interest in it. But I'm also not poo pooing it. Um, it's the people that did Apex and Titanfall. And hey, I don't know if you remember, but Apex came out of nowhere
Uh huh.
and did fantastic out of nowhere.
I
So
mean, I could ride a horse and shoot a gun, and it's free to play. I guess
and
I'll
it's
give it a
just and there's
shot.
destructibility. Like there's destructive. Like they showed
Yeah,
destructibility. They showed like the mount system. Like they showed the gun. I just it didn't really speak to me, but that don't mean like people aren't going to play it. I think I've been seeing a lot of internet talk. Well, a lot of internet talk. Just I see people talking on the internet and discourse and stuff. All right, go Raven. I said go Raven. All right, Blood Raven.
Raven.
Yeah,
Oh, Raven.
yeah.
Ah,
I said go Raven. Crazy, but I've seen some people be like, "Oh, like it's already going to suck." They don't, and I'm like, just let the game come out. Like, lest we forget, lest we forget, Fortnite sucked when it first came out.
yep.
It took like a year for Fortnite to get to the point
And I still
where
think it
people
sucks.
was actually
Play
playing it.
it,
Um,
yeah,
it took a year for it to get to a place where people were playing it. I think with any game, and I know it's a smaller studio, but with any game, as long as it has people playing it, it has support, it can do well. Um, I don't know. We'll see.
we will
I,
see.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna look at some reviews for it and stuff. I'm probably not gonna play it right off the rip. If I do it at all, you might. If I'm playing it just because like you or Rick or somebody like was like, "Hey man, it's so cool, we gotta play it," and I'm like, I guess I'll download it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it, see what happens, but we'll see. But I'm gonna have my since we're probably gonna be signing out here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming by. That's awesome. This bad boy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be because I'm gonna after I hop off here, I'm gonna be going to play that. But
We can't
this
get it today.
let's see. Did you have you downloaded it yet? Did you play the demo? Nope.
Yeah, what happened?
Oh, did you play the demo?
Yeah, I played the demo. I played all the way through the demo, and that is what made me decide to pre-order it. So I actually have it. I'm just not playing it day one because I'm still, and I've been saying it for like a whole entire year, but I've been more and more playing it, so I'm closer than I've ever been before. I'm going to finish Pillars of Eternity: Deadfire, and I want to finish it before the end of this month. So I want to focus on playing that before I try to play anything else.
Yeah, I bought the pre-order where it came $40, and I was like, ah, that's kind of a steal. So I went on Epic Game Store and I went through Android and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go. I already did Crisis Core. Not really achievement hunter, but I like my achievements. At least what I get. And I'm going on Head Start. You smoke through everything. You're not really max level, but you have a jump start. Just cutting through Shinra soldiers. Whew, that's, that's
Tongue twister.
but now going through it again. This will be my fourth time going through Final Fantasy VII.
Oh,
So I beat the original. On spring break, I cried like a baby when a certain character got killed. This is the first game crush, dude. There was actually a interview with what's his face, Robert Pattinson, guy who plays
mhm.
Batman, and he's Cedric Diggory and
Yeah, Robert Patterson.
Yeah, him.
Pattinson.
And he was talking about during an interview about how he cried his first video game crush, and he cried when such and such character got killed in Final Fantasy VII. Woman
Why
was
are we saying it
looked
like
at
it
him all
happened
weird.
30 years ago?
Yeah,
It's been almost 30 years. Like you can say the name.
yeah, the Aerith. Uh, but there's no guarantee they're going to go down that story either because there's been some changes.
Yeah,
Uh,
we knew that from seeing. I knew that from looking at the trailer for Rebirth that they changed some stuff. And I remember when it first came out years ago. At this point, damn Square Enix. I remember when it first came out and people were playing it, and so many people that were super excited, looking forward to it because they were like, "Yeah, I've been wanting to play through this again." Were super mad at the end. They're like, "Yo, I love the game except for what they changed at the end." I don't know exactly what was different because I told people not to spoil it for me. Thank goodness. For 6 years, nobody spoiled it for me. But I know that what happened. Like the games aren't following exactly the old story from the original, which I guess having been someone that never actually finished the original games, uh, I was just really a big fan of like the theme and the setting. Never finished it. Just thought the
yeah,
characters were cool and the setting was cool, and read up on some of the stuff afterwards. I don't know how that's going to affect me, but we'll see when I play it.
yeah, you're in for a treat, dude. That Final Fantasy VII is definitely my second favorite Final Fantasy ever made. Number 9 is my top, and they're actually coming out with an anime based on Final Fantasy 9. I don't know if it's a sequel or trilogy or sequel, prequel, what have you, but
Oh,
it's
that'd be cool.
aimed between like age 9 and 13, which I don't care. Uh, I'll watch it.
You know what? At
I'm
least
just
it's
an
not a
adult with
movie.
autism. That's gonna. I watch kid stuff.
At least it's
So,
not. At least it's not a movie that's in the middle of the story for the game that they show you like a trailer for in the middle of the game.
yeah. Uh,
It has important plot points in it.
yeah. So I'm really, I really do. What was it? So 7 Rebirth. Hopefully, we'll get this year. So I'll probably blow through this one real quick, get the achievements, and then rearing up for 7 because 7.
Or maybe gets announced this year and comes out early next year, like Remake did. Like
Yeah,
I can see them releasing it again, like releasing this year, then announcing Rebirth for like early next year, and
yeah.
then maybe um and then maybe whatever the last one's going to be comes out in 2028 for all console everything at once.
Hmm.
God, I'm sitting here like, yeah, 2 years, 2028. Jesus.
Yeah, we'll see on that front. I would imagine that would get announced at the Xbox showcase, and it's very, very, very possible that that could be one of those shadow drops for the Xbox showcase. That would be
That's plausible as
cool.
well.
That'd be pretty cool. They did it last year, and I gave them my money. Well, I'd be at the showcase, uh, pulling up the Xbox store on my phone, going, "Fine, I'll give you more money."
I was about to say just throwing dollars up on the stage like like the game developers and strippers. Here, give it here, put my pre-order in.
Now, here's my question: will they sell it? What price point you thinking at? I'm thinking 50. I think they're going to sell it at 50, and then do the third one at 70.
I can see that. That actually makes sense. That
Yeah,
like it hasn't been because Rebirth came out what 2023,
yeah,
24.
23, I think.
So it hasn't been 6 years like it has been with Remake. So I can see them selling it for 50, then
Yeah,
full price for the last one. I know
which
they
would be
know better
probably
than to try to break
$80.
the game into three games again. Like Like Final Fantasy VII is not The Hobbit, and even The Hobbit shouldn't have been broken into three movies. I
Hey,
thought that was the stupidest
it's
thing
the
ever.
Japanese The Hobbit.
It's not neither neither Final Fantasy VII nor The Hobbit needed to be remade and broken up into three parts when it was originally one part.
Oh yeah, you're talking about The Hobbit. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just broke that. I don't know. I don't know what they're I'll play Rebirth and see what I think on that. I'm curious to see like the open world and how they did it. And then in the third one, I'm curious to see how they incorporate Knights of the Round, uh, Emerald and Sapphire and Ruby weapon to get there, and then Ultima weapon. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, Rebirth's the one where I think it's either Diamond or Sapphire weapon attacks Juno base, and it's going to be crazy to see that remastered. If anything, replaying this is great, but this is just making me more excited for Rebirth.
Are
So
you going
good
to?
things in that.
I know you said you played through it already multiple times, but you got the OG Final Fantasy VII with remake. Are you going to play that again or no?
Oh no, no, no. I don't, man. I don't have a retro boner. I really don't. So,
You know what? Instead of calling myself or trying to convince myself that I'm not a graphic snob, I'm gonna use that from now on. I was like, I don't have a retro boner. Thanks.
you're welcome.
But
I'll
I'm all
derail you there. No, no. But no, I'm not going to play that again. Uh, I've already went through it twice. What I get, what it was is I didn't get Ruby. I didn't kill Ruby weapon and Emerald weapon, which are the two big MacGuffins. Well, not MacGuffins, but uh, harder than the final bosses that you go and get Chivos from or Cloud or whatever your motivation was. But I got
yeah.
that on another dude's save file and not my own. But it's not like it was being recorded, so
Hey,
whatever. But yeah,
can't be any worse than dodging 100 lightning strikes
yep.
in a row.
I just really need Square Enix to listen up, and I need you to listen closely. Can you tell me what the fuck you're doing with Final Fantasy IX? Because you keep teasing the anniversary stuff, guys, but what are we doing? Just
You
yeah.
already said it. You're getting an anime. You're getting an anime, and you're gonna like it.
I mean, I am, but yeah, I guess it's something. It just expand the story at least. But I'm probably in the camp of I would rather them do an action version like Kingdom Hearts versus turn based. I'll probably get choked out by that fan base, but just not a turn based guy.
For what I
But
played, I like the system that they have. I like the system that they have implemented for remake because it's like it's not full on action, but it's also not full on turn based. Like it has that menu stuff, but it's like quick and you don't really have to go into it too much.
which
Which
is kind of what I saw a little bit in Beast of
it's
Reincarnation.
reincarnation. Yeah, that's the first
Yeah,
thing that came to my mind when I saw the combat was that like this reminds me of Final Fantasy VII
it's like near.
remake.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's Near Automata meets Final Fantasy VII, done by the creators of Pokemon, going on Game Pass. Dude, that sentence would have got you booed out of an auditorium 5 years ago. You're like, you're talking crazy. It's, yeah, I can't believe I said that sentence. This is where we're at with the console wars.
The
We're
wonderful
all
world of game.
kumbaya now, which is fine. Great games are made. Anyway, you have anything else
Oh
want to talk
no,
about before we
like I
close
said,
out?
I am good. I'm glad we got to talk about all these games. Wasn't even going to talk about Final Fantasy or some. I brought up something else and I already forgot it. So
Yeah,
yeah, I ain't got much more to say. I'm looking forward to playing all these games that I haven't played yet.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're glad you all came out and hung out with us for uh like we said, Quark's out and we're running the show here now. And uh if you heard earlier, that's the new intro song. I actually did a bass line and got together with my buddy with Beasley Music, and he had a drums and guitar, and we did all that just to get a groove and trying to do my own stuff versus using royalty free or stuff like that. Sometimes it's hard and you can't bypass it for certain situations, but it's nice to be able to get stuff that, I and we have created. So cool, cool. Well, if we don't have anything else, I'm going to play Final Fantasy 7. And well, before that, see how
I'm
my
getting
kids are
back to
doing.
Pillars did fire too.
So
Pillars 2
doing
did fire.
father things first. Yep. But all right. Eat well. Peace out.
Peace.
And game.